Hello and welcome to the AFL Auto Blends 3D car creation channel. This is another episode of the 1905 Star Gordon Bennet racing car. For those of you that haven't seen the car, there it is. So it was a racer built in 1905 for the Gordon Bennet races that were staged at that particular time, and this was Star's version of the Bennet racer. So in the last episode we created the blueprints, and I scaled the blueprints, and we used a cube. If I can find it, there we go. So this is the cube that we created for the guide mesh. Okay. Of which it is 2.95 meters wheelbase, so centre to centre of the wheels, 2.95 meters. The overall length is 4.05 meters, so that's from the front of the front tyre, and to the back of the rear tyre. The height is 1.9 meters from the bottom of the tyre to the top of the steering wheel, and the width from the outside of each tyre is 1.9 meters. Okay, so with bearing that in mind, go to the front view. What we want to do is we model one side of the car. So one side of the car, half of the front and half of the back, and then we mirror the other half. So if we go into the front view, the first thing we do is to press B, so it's range select, click those vertices, press X and delete vertices. Okay, so that leaves us with a, right, I've done that wrong already. Right, first thing, forget what I just said, is to put a loop cut in the centre. So put a loop cut in the centre. Okay, and now we range the left hand side, X and delete the vertices. Okay, go into object mode, which is press the tab or change the mode up here. So go into object mode, come down to the spanner here, which is the modifier, and what we'll do is add a mirror modifier straight away. With the mirror modifier, just click the clipping, select the clipping thing. So when we're pushing vertices, so it doesn't go past the centre and it snaps to the centre, you press clipping. Okay, so there you don't have any unsightly gaps in your mesh at the centre. Okay, so that in mind, we go to side view, press Z and get into wireframe. Now what we want to do is put some key area loop cuts in. Now, this is not a very big car, so what we're going to do is press Ctrl and R in edit mode. Let's press Ctrl and R, then move that to the, I'd say, to the centre of the wheels, which is also the front of the vehicle. Okay, so put one there, put another one in the centre of the wheels here, put another one at this point, So put another one here, another one at the end of the, or the beginning of the cockpit, so here. So what we're doing is putting it in key places. Now we want to, I know we're going to need one here, so we'll put one here. We're going to, I'll put one in the middle here. Try not to get too many in here. One at the back of the wheel. And that will do for now. I mean, we will end up with one here, so I'm going to put one in. Okay, so we've got our see, this is slipped. Let's just move the, there's a bit of perspective there, as you can see, but we'll ignore that for now. So the bottom of the tyre is on the line, but it's not on the line here. So just bear that in mind. And also these blueprints are fairly basic there. They're not that brilliant. So what we'll do is just use them to get the basic shapes, and then we'll rely on sculpting it from view here. As you can see, this is not detailed and there's a wheel on the back there. We won't do that. Okay. We'll do it as per the photographs of the car that's been restored. Okay. So what we've got now is a base mesh with a series of loops. So we can start shaping the front of the car now. But before we do that, we'll add one loop cut in to the side and put that in the centre of the wheels. So there's your perspective there, you see. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do straight away is, in this instance, is we know where the bottom of the car is. So we're going to bring this up to, actually we're going to move that one up. That's the bottom of the car, and this one will be the bottom of the chassis. So I left one down there, didn't I? So I should have range select those at the bottom. But so click out of there, click this line. There's a little trick there here to so range select, grab these and pull them up so they match with that. Okay. Just make sure that's correct. Yep. Okay. So what we'll do now is this will form part of the chassis. We might even, so we'll bring that down to here. Range select these. What we're doing is just creating a rough sculpt of the car. So here, down. Don't have to be 100% accurate at the moment, because we'll be shifting all these vertices around many times, I predict. So move this down. But be careful to do range select, else you'll just select one of the vertices, not move them all down. So there's that one there. I think we're going to need another one here, so I'm going to do that now. Select this one. this one down and across and up, just so we capture that. And likewise we'll need another one here, so grab it B, bring it down, and here grab this, bring it down, grab this, bring it down. I know this is all fairly tedious, but it's necessary in what we're doing. This one, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this one. Let's have a look at the car. So it extends beyond the seat on this line, so we'll bring it down to there. So B, this is why it's so good to have the reference images in this window, because you can quickly have a look as to where you are. Now, what happens to this as well? It goes down to under the barrel. So I'm going to put it down it's basically in line midway through down the barrel, so it's in line with that. So put that there in a straight line. Let's see on this one. Move this one up a bit. So let's see where that. Right, so it basically ends after the barrel. So I say barrel, it's not a barrel, it's a petrol tank. So B, grab that and put that to the back of the petrol tank, so here. Okay, so that's the basic shape from the side. So if we press solid for the moment, we're not going to need that. I'll worry about that later, I think. Right, okay, so that's the basic shape from side view. Okay, so we'll move this around at some point. Don't be phased by the wheels, because as you can see, the wheels, we've not got to cut in wheel arches or anything like that. So now we look at it from top view. Press Z, go into wireframe. Now what we're going to do is it's fairly straight, the body. So if you have another look here, the body is fairly straight on the side. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to drag these from here. So range select, pick all these up and move them in on the x-axis to here. These, grab them, pull them in for the time being to the end of the seat. So it's there. Okay, these, so the seats are around, just to the edge of the seats around here. Excellent. And these, drag in to the outside of the outside of the petrol tank. So press Z, go in solid mode, and that's our rough outline at the moment. What we do now is to add a modifier, is to add a subdivision surface modifier. Move the viewport level up to 2 and the render up to 3. We're creating a guide mesh for this, so any holes or anything we cut out don't affect the base too much. And when we finish the guide mesh and use it as a guide mesh, then the guide mesh level has to be, the viewport has to be 2 levels above the body base mesh that so whatever you're shrink wrapping to needs to be 2 higher than what you're shrink wrapping, if that makes sense. Okay. So if we press tab, get into object mode, go to object and look for shade smooth. Click your object first. I'll find it. I clicked it off for some reason. Right. So select it, go into object, click shade smooth. Okay, hide the blueprints. That's the basic shape of our racer. So that's the first episode. In the next episode we'll be refining the shape. Obviously this will come down around here, and this will be fine-tuned. But that's the start of the sculpting process for the car. So hope you follow along, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.